Good morning, you guys. It is 4:45 a.m. Tuesday, February 13th. In the morning, a.m. And really quick, because I want to lay back down here while I can. Y'all, I just woke up. God, no, let me forget. I had this dream, right? And in the dream, we're on this. Well, the part that I can come in and remember is being on this beach. It's a large, massive body of water. I remember this part, having this particular scene before. But on the beach, and it's like I knew what was coming, but I didn't, if that makes sense. So we're all, I mean, it's just people everywhere on the beach, right? But they're scattered around. I don't know what was going on, but it was like some of us were meeting for the first time. And so we're all out in the water. I don't know if we was taking lessons, I don't know, on these jet skis. I'm not sure what the case was. But from afar off, you could see something was going on in the water. And all of a sudden, somebody was like, "Dude, y'all see that?" Like, you could see something was going on, but it was so far, you really couldn't tell 100% what it was. And so, everybody was so busy trying to figure out what was going on that no one was paying attention to. It was getting closer and closer. Regardless of what it was that was going on, it was coming closer and closer. So everybody's out there looking, and it's like I knew y'all, but I didn't. It was like, part of me was like, we gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was standing around like everybody else trying to figure it out. I don't know if that part of me that was saying like, we gotta go was the dream. It was me dreaming and knowing that I was dreaming and trying to, I don't know. But all of a sudden, you see something, jump straight up out the water. You knew, it wasn't no guessing what you was looking at. And it was as if it was a megalodon, like the biggest fish ever you see, right? And it was like it was trying to get away. It jumped up out the water. And all of a sudden, something even bigger jumped up and grabbed it and snapped it. It was an even bigger shark than it. At this point, it was pretty close. Now everybody's screaming and all over the place, scattered, trying to get away, and da-da-da-da. And so, like I said, it was as if some of us had just met, but we kind of formed a tight bond that quick. And so, while in the water, one guy was on these jet skis, and the shark was coming straight toward him, right? Just was with his mouth open, was for to get him. And so this older lady was like, no. And again, we all pretty much just met. So she grabs, when I say older, I mean older lady, like a grandmother. And she grabbed these jet skis and she took off in the direction to try to help him. And when she took off, it's like she bent down and she leaned forward, and all of a sudden there was this fire. Now I don't know if it was coming from her hands or what, but it gave her speed, like a jet, and she just took off. And she was going, but it's like she slowed down, like, oh, I can't do it, and then she's like, no, I can do it, and she pushed herself even harder, and all of a sudden she got even redder, like flame, and she was crazy because I don't know why in movies people scream. I guess to give them, to hype them up, give them momentum. I don't know. But she started to go really, really fast because she's trying to get to this huge shark before it gets to this guy. And so, sure enough, she gets to it. And it swallows her. You can really see how big it is now because it was so much closer now. And it's crazy because in the dream, I'm seeing when I tell y'all, it was so far away that I can understand why people really weren't concerned, or not concerned, but not running, because it was so far away, and it was like people was just, what is that? It was far away, but because it was so huge, you could see that something was going on. But it was not like, oh, we gotta run, because you couldn't see what it was, right? It could have been, whales mating or, whatever, but it was just so far that you really couldn't tell what it was. So anyway, she's, and she had ran right, it opened his mouth, and it got her, right? And dude, it was like slow motion as she's she's going past him. Right? He's coming toward land. She's coming from land, from the direction of land. And she's going fast. And she flies by him. And he's reaching out to her. No! And it grabs her. But it don't stop. That's what was so crazy. It opened up his mouth. Swallowed her. Right? Turned around. Came right back, opened up this mouth and swallowed up dude whole on the skis. Right? It was as if you know how back in the day they had those little at the dollar store, those little packs of Army Men little toys, plastic Army Men toys. It was as if he was a toy. It didn't even make sense. It was so crazy. And it was at that moment that I woke up. Bro, when I tell y'all, it was so real. It was like I was in a movie. A live movie. It was so weird. I woke up. I jumped up at that very moment. Then I had to pee, so I had to end up, going to the bathroom and trying to breathe all at the same time. It was like, I have to record. I don't want to forget this. And I'm surprised I remember that much, because lately I just haven't been remembering things. But that, when I tell y'all, it was so huge. It was so huge. And like I said, it was as if I knew, like I had just come from out there. From out where it was, watching it destroy or kill so many or something, and here I am. I done made it to land, It was weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I did not feel like fear. Even when I woke up, it wasn't like I was afraid. In the dream, it wasn't like oh my God, I'm afraid, trying to get away type of thing. It's like I'm observing everything that's going on. I can't even tell if I was a part of what was going on or what, but I'm seeing this. I'm there. At one moment, I'm there. I don't know. It was so interesting. It was so interesting. And the fact that this fish was bigger than a megalodon. Like, this was a big shark. It just didn't make sense for it to be as big as it was. Like, this was unreal, obviously. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm gonna lay back down here, do myself quick treatment, and lay back down. Yeah, really quick. That was another. I forgot when I was sitting here doing the treatment. I remember too. When I woke up out the dream, I woke up facing the window, and I had to seriously focus because for a minute I forgot where I was. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm focused. I'm trying to focus, and I'm looking at the window, and the window looked more like a big door. You know, and I'm like, what the? Like a huge door in front of me. And that's when I could focus, and I was like, oh, that's the window. You know, I'm facing the window. And that's when I went ahead and got up and went on to use the bathroom, relieve my bladder. But, yeah. It was a very interesting dream, y'all. Good morning, you guys. It is February 13th, 7:03 a.m. in the morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hey. Ho. Hey. Ho. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing this morning? I am doing pretty good. I feel like I need to use the machine, a treatment, but I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not. I'm just going to take my time and breathe. And breathe. Did you guys sleep well? Man, I tell y'all, I did something so stupid this morning. I was not thinking. I took my left contact out last night, but I put a new one in this morning. So my eyes are still, you know, the way they are. But y'all, let me tell you, by me I'm constantly rubbing them and all of this, right? So all of this is bruised and rashy and all of that, right? I went to put the cream on this morning. I was not thinking, and I did like that. And like that. When I tell y'all, my face was on fire. It was on fire. Tears was running, and the tears started to burn. I was just standing in the bathroom going, oh Lord Jesus. That's all I could do. It kind of tickles me because I couldn't sing or do nothing. I was just, oh Jesus. I was just in that one spot, and I got a cool towel, and I just kept dapping it, right? I was just, Lord Jesus. And then look, there's a little pimple trying to form right here. Like, what is going on with my face? I don't know. Right? Like, y'all, somebody let me know something. I don't know if I'm going to donate today, y'all. I would hate not to. I honestly do not want to mess up my schedule. I just don't. I do not want to mess up my schedule. You know, I like going on Tuesdays and Thursdays because that gives me my weekends. I don't have to go or do nothing, right? And then it creates time in between getting stuck. That's how I look at it. It's time in between getting stuck. You know, it's not like I'm constantly, you know, getting stuck. It gives my arm time to heal, you know. It gives my arm time to heal. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really debating all the time. When I say I may not go, I end up going anyway, you know, because like I said, this is the perfect schedule. It really is. It really is. You have days in between, you know, to let your arm rest. Yeah. I mean, ideally for me would have been Monday and Wednesdays. However, they're closed on Monday. Now, if they were open on Monday, I would do Monday and Wednesdays. And then have my Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday free. Same difference. Yep, I would do Mondays and Wednesdays. And because Mondays and Wednesdays, whatever bill that falls and things like that, you can catch it, I prefer it that way. I used to prefer early in the week and then later in the week. You know what I'm saying? Because earlier in the week, if you got a bill, you catch it. Later in the week, it's the weekend. You have a few extra dollars if you so decided to do something. Yeah. Oh, my coffee is so good. So good. Yeah, yesterday, I really didn't watch much of anything while I was eating my dinner. I think I looked at I watched Anthony of Van Life, and I didn't even really watch that all the way. Normally I do watch Anthony, even if I have to go back to it, because he's just hilarious to me. But yesterday I was a little off, y'all know, my eyes and stuff. So after I had eaten, I laid down. Yep.
Does that lamp work, or you just got it for show? It's just in the house.
What lamp?
The one that's behind the couch in the living room?
Yeah, it works. Lavelle usually have it on.
The gray one? How you turn it on?
Hold on, y'all. Un momento, por favor. What's this, Sheehan? What's this, a package from Sheehan? What you get? Yeah, if anything, Pudgy, that shoe is in your room somewhere. Oh.
I don't even know what I'm looking for.
Oh, nope. Look under my bed. Yeah, what's that in my bed? Lavelle.
It's the living room. So.
See a black flip-flop around here?
It's a living room. So.
No. Chapo did something with Lavelle, with Jeremiah flip-flop. What is he chasing?
I don't know why I'll be in here. I don't think he'll actually carry it in here. It's probably just where he was last messing with it.
I don't know, I can't find my brand new chapstick, and I know it's Chapo.
Yeah, it's chopstick though.
I dropped it. And I'm just saying, I know. I looked down there, it's not down there. Only other place will be in the kitchen. In the kitchen. Underneath or around the door or his box. The table. Sorry guys, I apologize for that. I was Jeremiah Chapo bumped into his foot, knocking off his flip-flop, and he didn't go back to get it, and now he can't find it. Like I said, Chapo be all over the place. Chapo be all over the place. So you probably thinking, but a flip flop, yes. Chapo be scooting, you know, rolling and pushing stuff, flipping over it. Under my bed, the guy has a suitcase. And it looks like it's open or something, I don't know. But he was looking for a letter or something. Chapo had it. When I looked under that bed yesterday, Chapo was sitting in the suitcase playing with the papers. Yeah, so we talking about y'all. Chapo be doing his thing, y'all. Tell you. Even while Jeremiah was looking for it, he was taking that opportunity to play. So if Jeremiah looked under the bed, Chapo ran up on his bed and wanted to play, you know. So he following him around right now. He following Jeremiah all over the house, messing with him. You know, you hear Jeremiah going, "Come on, Chop. Where my shoe at, Chop?" Chapo like, "Let's play." 7:14. Okay, get ready to log in, y'all. Part of me feel like I should really do a treatment, but I'm not, because I know a lot of it is in the head. Let's go to Psalms really quick, you guys. I like Psalms too because it has a lot of short chapters. It's a lot of good chapters. Matter of fact, a lot of songs come from Psalms. But it do seem like too, a lot of times when I read different Psalms chapters, it's like a lot of times they, you know, Lord help me, Lord do this, make haste, Jesus, I need Jesus, deliver me, Jesus, you know. Let's go ahead and do chapter 71, y'all, Psalms, okay? Let's read chapter 71. Now, let's see. I gotta read the whole chapter. I don't have time. But we're going to start off, okay? Psalms chapter 71, verse 1. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Let me never be confused. I trust you, Lord, and only you. Deliver me in thy righteousness, and cause me to escape. Incline thy ear unto me, and save me. Help me to escape. Hear me. Save me. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, O my God, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. For thou art my hope, O Lord God. Thou art my trust from my youth. By thee have I been holden up from the womb. Thou art he that took me out of my mother's bowels. My praise shall be continually of thee. I am as a wonder unto many. But thou art my strong refuge. Let my mouth be filled with thy praise and with thy honor all the day. Cast me not off in the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength faileth. Don't forget about me when I get old. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. So the people that don't like me, they gather together. They gather together to talk about you, and I guess decide on how they gonna get rid of you. How they gonna harm you. Saying God hath forsaken him. Persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. Ain't nobody gonna help him. God forgot all about him. Sometimes when you go through things and people on the outside seeing you go through things, right? And they don't care for you anyway. They always gonna have negative words for you, you know. They want you to fail. They want you to struggle. They want you to go through. And if God ain't, you know, in their minds moving quick enough and delivering you or out of whatever it is that you're going through, they feel like, you know, oh, this person must have really done something bad where even God turned his back on them. That's not necessarily the case. It's not the case. You know, it's not the case. God is always there with us. Again, sometimes we have to go through things. There's a reason so that he may get the glory. Sometimes we go through things because of our choices. You know, our choices, there's sometimes the choices that you make, be it negative or positive, you have to deal with the consequences, right? But God's there. Don't mean he don't love you or care about you. Just like your child, you know, they may do something stupid and they have to pay the consequence for it. Now, sometimes God will come on and deliver them right up out of that, and sometimes God will let them sit and fester in it a bit because maybe it's something I done told you more than once not to do, right? Yeah.
What you been on lately with the food?
Alright, y'all. Wait, I'm not gonna pause the Wait, what? He just came here and asked me what I'm doing with the food lately. What you mean?
Them smaller pork chops.
What's wrong with it? You like them?
I'm just saying, you know, you fry them every time you make them, they be good.
I fried yours. I left it in the thing. You left out of here. Left it. It's in the refrigerator.
Like, man,
I did the smothered ones.
I'm trying one.
Listen, I did the smothered ones for me. Y'all had to fry because I knew y'all wasn't going to eat them. Yeah. They're in the refrigerator in the red thing. Now, your food, you left yesterday.
It look done.
Yes, it's done.
Because I see some tacos, so I left it on purpose. I'm just asking because.
Well, you should have said something. But yeah, I put in the refrigerator.
At time you gonna eat the good chicken.
That's not true. Yeah, that ain't true at all. That is so not true.
Man, that's looking like when I'm eating it. He ain't gonna lie. I was gonna say something, but you know.
You mean that pork chop?
You made that.
Oh my God. It's because he was cooking and he asked me to watch that piece. Put the garbage right there on the door. That doggone no. Lavelle was gonna cook those yesterday. I just went over here and did it. Y'all hear that? Y'all see what I deal with? I see what's up with the dealers lately. Oh Lord. Because I know they don't want to eat certain things, so I had a taste for smothered pork chops yesterday. So I cooked theirs and I cooked a little smothered for me. I know he 9 times out of 10 will try to smother it because I've done it before. Made chicken with whatever with gravy, and he's eating it. But Lavelle don't do the gravy. Okay. Oh Lord, be not far from me. Oh my God, make haste for my help. Let them be confounded and consumed, that they are adversaries to my soul. Let them be converted with reproach and dishonor that seek my hurt. But I will hope continually and will yet praise thee more and more. I'm going to leave it at here. So I read from verse 1 through verse 14 of Psalm 71. So he's saying, Lord, protect me, keep me. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, I'm going to continue to praise you. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. I can't stress that enough, you know, especially for myself. I tell it to myself first and foremost, you know, regardless of what it is that's going on or what I'm going through. If anything, praise God. I'm going to say this really quick, y'all, and then I'm done. It's 7:22. I was watching as I was laying there, right? And I don't know what YouTuber it was, because like I said, I was just laying there and it was auto playing. It was a young lady, and she was talking about wine glass. I think that's toothpaste, y'all. She was talking about wine glass and chill. Now, I actually like her. Nobody's perfect. You know, nobody's perfect. But I actually like her. Nobody's perfect. You know, everybody has issues. You know, nobody's children are perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's just beautiful children. Yes, you can tell there is some delay or something there. But it doesn't necessarily mean she's not dealing with it. Just because she doesn't show us everything does not mean behind the scenes, you know, when her camera isn't rolling, that she's not dealing or working with it. It is what it is. You know, I would hope that she is. I don't know. I'm not going to judge because I don't know. I honestly do not know. Chapo! Chop! He just jumps right up in my bed, look at me like, what? Anyway, they were talking about how the lady was like, oh, she get on my nerves, she makes my skin crawl, oh, she's so this. They're calling her BITCHs, and so she dry big, and da-da-da-da, which, you know, she's begging and asking for money without doing it, things like that. Don't they all, you know, in some way, shape, or form, they all kind of do. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, sometimes you get subscribers and they want to send you stuff. There's nothing wrong with that if that's something they choose to do. Just like you may see somebody or something and you want to send or want to help or want to do this or that, or just because it's something you know, I think she might like this. You know, the people that's watching you for so long, they feel like they know you. They become a part of your life, you know. Just like the Huxtables, you know. The Huxtables, man, you better believe when YouTube was out back then, they'd have been sending Huxtables and all kind of stuff, asking all kind of questions, and you know. But anyway, I just don't think it's cool that people do that. You know, everybody has their opinions, right? There's nothing wrong with your opinion, but I think that we should always be respectful to others, even when giving your opinion. Be respectful. There's no reason why we cannot be. You know, there's just no reason why you cannot be respectful. You don't have to like everybody. You don't like them, don't watch them. Right? Don't watch them. If that person gets on your nerves or this, that, and the other, makes your skin crawl and is a BITCH, don't watch them. You know, you're benefiting off of your comments about her. You know, your views and things like that. So why are you putting her down? You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just me. I don't think it's right. Like I said, it's okay to have opinions, but you don't have to degrade or disrespect, you know, or hurt anyone to give an opinion. You know, to say, hey, you know, I wouldn't do this. Hey, you know, I don't think I like that. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. Especially if, like me, I'm saying, comment, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm open. We can talk about it. It may be something that I say that you don't like or tired of hearing in general. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I'll work on that. You know, I think somebody once before sent me a message saying that I was cooking something and they were like, well, you can't even see. So I try to be mindful of that and pay attention to it. You know, sometimes I'm so busy doing whatever I'm doing and walking and this and trying to get that right angle, I'm not even paying attention. Well, I can't do that. Pay attention. You know, I get it. So by them saying it, I try to be more mindful of it and more aware, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was like, wow, you know. And she did make me giggle when where Wineglass was talking to her son, the second to the youngest son, and he was, yeah, and she was like, I don't mean to be rude. She said, I don't even mean to be funny. She said, but anybody know what the little boy said? That tickled me a bit, because, you know, obviously there is an issue there, right? But who am I to say she's not working on it? You know, she's like, she's still trying to ignore it, and I don't think she's ignoring it at all. I just don't think it's something that she cares to want to talk about right now, and she has that right. She really does. She has that right. You know, if I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to talk about it when I'm okay to talk about it. That may be the case, you know. You know, I will say sometimes, even with me, sometimes we do and say stupid stuff, you know, or I won't say stupid stuff, but that I'll say more so than anything that don't make sense. You know, like when she was in the hospital with the baby. And now this is one thing the girl was saying. She was like, she feels like she went to the hospital just to get views. But I don't think so. I would hope not. But I don't think that was the case. And the reason why I said that, hold on. The reason why I said that was because, what? Invalid. Hold on, let me pay attention. The reason why I said that is because the baby had been sick, coughing, nose running, you know, because even I sometimes be wondering why she don't wipe the baby nose, or the oldest boy, Naori, wipe his nose, it's running, you know, but sometimes it's hard. My grandkids sometimes be like, get, you know, and she felt like it's from teething, you know, but if your child is constantly crying and yelling and this, that, and the other, it leads you to believe there may be something else going on, right? It makes sense to say, you know what, let me go ahead and take him in and see what's going on. Now, what I didn't care for was her kept saying, y'all just wouldn't believe. Y'all just wouldn't believe. But you never did say what was wrong with him. If you're going to share that much, tell us what's wrong with him. You know, was you right? Was it his teeth? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, they gave her medication for him and this, that, and the other. You know, it could be that he had a slight cold. She said they tested him for COVID and all of this, and he was negative. You know, that's a great thing. You know, but yeah, that kind of just irritated me a little. Y'all wouldn't believe. Stop saying that if you're not gonna tell people what the heck it is that we wouldn't believe. Okay, but again, she probably had a lot going on, a lot on her mind. You know, and she tells you, I get easily sidetracked. You know, she says, I have ADHD, I have this, I have that. So she is a mom. She has a lot going on herself. Who we can't judge. All we can do is pray and offer good advice if we see where advice is needed. That's it. That's all. You know, that's just my opinion. My opinion. We all have one. You know, I like her. I don't have nothing bad to say about her or against her. I really don't. There's no need. There's no need. She put her pants on the same as I do every day. Now, if she didn't, if she tried to put them on, you know, over her head first, then obviously there's an issue, something going on. You know, needs to seek some assistance. You know? But yeah, I just don't think that we should judge people and be, you know, super harsh. It's just not necessary. So anyway, guys, my time is up. I'm going to go ahead and get signed in here, finish getting signed in, and get started on my job. It's 7:31, and I know that I have a lot to do, and I'm really focused on doing as much as I can. So, I will talk to you guys later. You guys, please enjoy your morning. Remember to say your prayers, not just for your family, friends, and loved ones, but for all your brothers and sisters in Christ. Remember to treat people the way you would expect to be treated, better yet, the way the Lord would, because we don't always treat ourselves right? And expect great things, y'all. I'm expecting great things, wonderful, amazing things to happen to me, through me, and for me today. And I expect you guys to do the same, okay? Expect wonderful things to happen to you, through you, and for you on today, okay? Please do. Please do. And I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Bye.